Ever since 2014, for over a decade, there's been a seemingly stupid debate that has persisted in the Five Nights at Freddy's community. That debate is one of color. The color of this rabbit, in fact. Is he purple or blue? The lighting in the first game is pretty strange, so he looks incredibly purple here, primary blue here, and even like a lighter, almost lavender color here. However, after the first game, he's been blue in almost every single in-game and book appearance, including basically all of his counterparts. Apparently, Scott even changed the color of Bonnie in the film to be more blue. So, if he's blue, how did this debate even happen? Well, it's because those other models and designs are entirely separate with different textures and undeniably different colors. Right now, we're just talking about Bonnie from the first game only, and he is really weird color-wise. Also, look at him. He is at least more purple than other Bonnies. So, he's somewhere in between purple and blue, right? Well, this is a debate on color, a seemingly completely objective quality that shouldn't be able to be debated, so it leads to pretty heated debates when people disagree over something like this. But, despite color being objective, would you believe me if I said he's both purple and blue? This video isn't about the history of the debate. This video is about me showing my very baseline knowledge of color. So, when an object goes into warm light, it becomes a warmer looking color due to warm yellow and orange lights reflecting off of it. But if an object is in the dark, a lot of the times it looks cooler or bluer due to how shadows work. Because of this, some pictures of Bonnie have a really purple looking color in the highlights while having a really blue color in the shadows. Even in some of the pictures with the most bland and white lighting, he looks like this. So it would be nice if there was a picture of him with completely no lighting or texturing or anything like that. There it is. So this simplifies things a lot. This is the color that Bonnie is. Absolutely no debating here. I think we can mostly agree that it's a shade of blue, but listen to that again. It is a shade of blue, but that means it's also kind of a shade of purple. Let me explain. So as we all know, there are three primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. But he definitely isn't primary blue, and there are also three tertiary colors. Orange, green, and purple, and he isn't full-on tertiary purple. But think about this. What is blue? I mean, besides maybe green, colors that people would call shades of blue take up more space on the color wheel than anything else, and purple is right next to that. So, yeah, he's definitely somewhere in between or in a blue shade. But what's the name of this weird in-between? When looking up names of certain paints or shades, I saw one that calls this color plum. So naturally I can look up the color plum and find this exact color. Well, that's definitely not it. Are you starting to see my point? Even though color is completely objective in practice, they don't have objective names, unless, I want to call this color 565A77. So you could very well call this a shade of blue or a shade of purple, so he's both blue and purple. Now, before you all attack me, I do want to mention that when you look at the untextured picture alongside the textured one, it seems his color does actually change a little bit outside of the lighting. Just look at the stomach, where the original is a completely gray color, but the final one has a more pinkish tone. I don't know much about modeling or texturing, so I don't know if this is possible, but it seems that the texture that was applied to the model gave him a more purplish hue, because the lighting in this render is pretty blank and white. However, even though his actual color is probably more purple than I've made it out to be, my point still stands that he is still a shade of blue, even though he's objectively more purple than any other Bonnie. So yeah, that's the end of that. Looking back, this is probably the most pointless video I've ever made. I just think color debates are pretty dumb altogether. I guess I just wanted to say why. I didn't even get into the fact that different people see colors a little differently, not to even mention color blindness. So to answer the question, Bonnie is yellow. I don't know how any of you see anything else.